First question we want to ask is, what is the nature of your business?
I'm an organic farmer. I have a certified organic farm, and it's certified for 3 trading regimes. That's North America, the US and Canada, both those standards, the European Union, all the countries, and Japan. And my primary product is coffee. I have organic Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee. But as well, being an organic farmer where you never have a monoculture, I have a range of vegetables, I have fruits, and I needed to think about how I could get value added, not just in the coffee, but beyond the coffee to other things that I produce. So with the coffee, I've taken one further step, and I've made coffee shortbread, and that got an award, an innovation award, a couple of years ago. And so I also do quite a unique selection of preserves. I do an OTT apple compote, I do my lemon marmalade, carambola conserve, and a banana butter.
And how do you make
and a coconut crunch.
Oh,
so they're all things that take things one step further.
Yeah. So who are your trading partners then, and where are they located? You did mention 3 locations,
yes.
Countries.
Well, people want my coffee from those areas. Actually, China has moved in now too, and they tend to want the coffee. My problem is that within the constraints of how we regulate our commodities, there's no encouragement for small farmers, and I'm a small farmer.
Mm-hmm.
No encouragement for small farmers, small producers to move up the value chain the way I have. I've been protected because I'm organic, and because I have to maintain the integrity of the product.
Yeah.
What the idea is that the small farmers will sell on to the larger farms at the cherry stage. So that's you're a primary producer and you sell on. You don't take it to the other stages.
Yes.
Right. So I'm a little different.
Yes.
And I've insisted on that. But I still am not able to meet the demand because I'm restricted in how much I can sell. It's a licensing thing. There is no prorated scale for licensing, so I'm asked to pay the same amount for licenses as someone who had 2,000 acres.
Yes.
So that's a real barrier, and a real barrier to any small farmers.
Now, you are, as a female, what are some of the challenges you experience? In fact, you just mentioned 1 or 2 as you carry out your business.
Well, you know, right at the seed stage, it's very difficult, and I've overcome it with my own farm team. It's very hard to find people to work for you or with you, because I don't find that we have a lot of respect for women farmers in Jamaica. So my farm team has been to all the training. It's difficult because organic requires special production systems and methods. So you want somebody to work 2 or 3 days. You're a woman, so they come and they tell you, oh, you really don't know how to do this, and we will show you what is needed, and organic, no, that. So that is a real problem, to get the workforce that you need, and for them to listen to you as an authority who knows what you're talking about.
Yes, indeed.
That's difficult.
So
I haven't tried to borrow money, but they would probably say to me, would my husband co-sign? And they're not supposed to, but all the banks still do it.
You mentioned at least 3 challenges there, and which of them do you think presents the greatest barriers to your trading?
I think the main one is the ratification of my product in the licensing arena by the commodity boards. That's very difficult. And it happens in, you know, we have commodity, they were a legacy, and it really was about selling to big massa, and you poor little thing down here, you don't take it a step further. So we use the language of the value chain. Everybody will say, oh, you know, moving up. But they're really not interested in small farmers moving up the value chain. They're interested in the accrual from that value chain to the people on the top. And there's a big difference. If you sell, well, this year the price has gone through the roof for a box of cherry coffee. That's a red coffee. It used to be about $4,000. This year it's gone to $9,500. So there are some small farmers making money there. But when you think that one, the dollar is devalued, to a comparative amount, everything is more expensive here. It still means that once, if you sell on now at the green stage, there are about 13 stages you go through in coffee. If you sell on at the stage of dried beans, what the industry calls clean green beans, so it means you've washed it, you've floated it, you've fermented it, you've washed it again, you've dried it, you've stored it as parchment, you've taken off the parchment, you've sized it. At that stage, they might pay maybe 20 pounds a box. $20 per pound.
Yes.
But then they will roast and they will sell at the equivalent of about 50. So that's where the spread is.
Have you sought any help in an effort to overcome whether your major challenge or some of your challenges?
I've been working on it from 1998.
And which, so you have been seeking help, and which organizations or individuals you find?
Well, definitely through the coffee board, through JAMPRO. It's interesting, we had a vision that we would apply for a grant for a number of small farmers who are interested in organic, and that we would be an organic group, each with our own brand, our own story, and it would be small that people could sample from, and I think it would really diversify what we have in Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee. And JAMPRO was very excited about that idea, that we have this organic coffee cluster, but the coffee board was not.
Really?
And there is actually no competition in reality in Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee, because we cannot supply the demand. So there is room at the table for everybody, but it's not seen that way. And I think actually it's a very male, non-inclusive way of thinking.
You think these challenges are unique to the fact that it's a woman-owned business?
Well, I don't have as much of a voice because it is a woman-owned business. Yes, I think that's part of it, particularly when you are organic and haven't, well, I guess maybe 20 years should. Yes. But I think as a woman-owned business, yes, you get less respect.
Less respect, yes. And in your opinion, what you think can be done to resolve some of the challenges, especially those faced by women?
Well, you know, there are a number of organizations that band us together so that we can share ideas, share strategies, support each other. And I think that that is important. I have some very close supports in the organic movement with other women who are farmers, where we can talk, where we can let off steam, where we can think about ideas. So you don't talk to the men as well, but the women know. Not only that, in organic, women self-select. There are more women who want to be organic than there are men. And they usually, right through the Caribbean, and they tell you, you know, we're concerned about our health and our family's health and the health of the next generation, and we think this is important. This is why we want to do it.
Again, what do you think is the major advantage or the major disadvantage of trading in or from the Caribbean?
Well, in Jamaica particularly, we have a taste advantage. On anything we sell, we get a flavor bounce. We get a flavor bounce. So already trading from Jamaica, that's a plus.
Yes.
2, I have Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee, so that's another plus.
Brand name.
Brand name. It's already branded, and Jamaica is branded for flavor. So that's your entry point. I think the access to it is difficult, and the costs of trade are not insignificant. One of the problems, because I'm small, is the regulations say that the most I could ship out at one time under my present situation is 10 pounds. That's not an economic unit. And the costs are very high. On top of that, if you ship, let's say by FedEx or DHL, you go through the US, and that is a major sticking point. You have to register with the FDA, and then you have to go through your pre-clearance, your prior notice clearance, and I've had occasions when they simply shred your coffee and say, we are US Customs, we can do whatever we want. So if I had my jars of jam, which I don't ship out, I export through the shops at the airport.
Yes.
That is my strategy, because I'm small. Yes. So I don't want to be tied down to having, you know, hundreds of thousands of boxes.
Yes.
Particularly as I work seasonally. I think as an organic farmer, I have to respect the seasons, and you have things at particular times.